Hey Derterifii, this is Second Fan 1983 here, commentating on your act of war response to my brief announcement that I warned people like you not to respond to, but you chose to rebel against my moving on wish, all because you were triggered by my refusal to respect a violent, irrational opinion. Derterifii completely missed the point of what I was trying to say, that though I would not have said a peep about Confused Matthew and Super Godzilla 12 versus the Lion King fiasco had my Orion 2 not been taken away on behalf of X-Wings in 1999, that the only reason I got so royally pissed off as to say something about it was the talk of anti-Simba violence in Confused Matthew and SG-12's Lion King reviews. By the way, accepting differences of opinion does not mean accepting irrational, bigoted, or violent opinions. I fucking hate the opinion excuse, which is used to justify things like irrational hatred, ignorance, and violence, since it is annoying and is meant to shut down any valid criticism. So with that out of the way, the video in question is titled One Shot / Rant, The Orion Strikes Back, Second Fan 1983, and it was posted on the day after I made that announcement video he wrongfully responded to. So let's get started.
I wasn't going to make this video. Alright, so I'm going to apologize to literally everyone here. Yes, this is a video on Orion, again, because I decided to do something stupid again.
What I did that you are responding to was not stupid. You are just missing the point and avoiding the issue here.
And you know what? I was going to let it go. I was going to let it go. I was going to let Orion do his own thing and just leave it at that. He doesn't like the Confused Matthew review. He's still vehemently defending the Lion King. He's still vehemently trying to rip Confused Matthew's review of the Lion King down and the review of Titan AE and all this other bullshit. And it was nothing new. In fact, this is nothing new.
Hey Derterifii, I was not still trying to rip on Confused Matthew. I stopped commentating Confused Matthew in March 2016, and now have my final cut commentaries on the guy in archive on Dailymotion. The only Titan-related problem regarding this witch hunt is bashing me for my legitimate hatred of that movie, while demanding that I blindly respect a faulty hatred of the Lion King, which is just flat-out double standards. You had the choice to not respond as I warned you and to truly let it go, but you didn't listen, all because you got triggered.
But part of it is just because I want to make a point. Around the 2-minute 50-second mark, Orion had this to say.
I will consider any commentary on or other response to this video defending anti-Simba violence an act of war and flag it down for harassment and bullying. It isn't that I cannot take criticism, it is that I'm sick and tired of being hounded with this very specific set of shit that says that violent, irrational hatred is okay, and I have far more pressing matters to attend to.
I got nothing new, right? But the issue that I have with this is the issue that I have with it every single time. It's not harassment. It's not bullying. It's a different opinion that you are vehemently arguing against.
It was harassment and bullying, since people like you made endless complaints in videos, journals, etc. about me and my work over this one issue, kind of like how the vegan spammer has been sending endless comments to the Dark Reindeer. And you do realize I fucking hate the opinion excuse with the purple passion, and you're saying that this is about difference of opinion is a good example of that opinion cop-out.
And it's not that anyone is agreeing with Confused Matthew saying that, yeah, it's okay to beat up Simba, because no one is saying that. I liked The Lion King. But I'm not going to get mad at Confused Matthew's review on The Lion King because he wants to beat up Simba or some shit, because it's a review. It's an exaggeration over the context or over his major issue with the Lion King, that being that Simba is a little shit. And love it or hate it in the beginning, in the first half of it, yeah, he kind of is.
I was not saying that all the players in SG-12's bandwagon agree with Confused Matthew and SG-12 on The Lion King. What I was saying that this bandwagon itself was started by Super Godzilla 12 and his lackeys getting all worked up by my harsh criticism of that violent, irrational hatred of The Lion King. You gotta separate the bandwagon itself from the individual players in it. Even if the talk about beating up Simba were an exaggeration and done for a review, it was still a wrong choice to talk like that. You do realize that many people made commentaries and rants, etc. on Confused Matthew's Lion King reviews, refuting all of his arguments and claims about the movie to death, with or without my say on the matter.
I would even argue that in The Lion King 2, he upgrades from being a little shit to a big shit! And Titan AE, I'm just going to say it right now, Titan AE was a bad movie. It was dumb. But I love it. It's a guilty pleasure, so whatever.
Yes, Simba was prejudiced in The Lion King 2 against anyone who even remotely reminded him of Scar. And he had to overcome it, and he did in the end of the movie. I get your opinion on Tiny as a bad movie that you see as a guilty pleasure. And I don't care if other people merely like Titan AE. It's not affecting me.
But I'm kind of straying off topic. Orion, this bandwagon isn't going to stop as long as you continue to bring it up. The only reason why people haven't been giving you shit as of recent is because most of us didn't realize you came back.
Wow, just wow, Derterifii. Way to go with that forced argument saying that this bandwagon will continue as long as I continue posting these videos that you don't like. By the way, me being back is no excuse to give me more shit when I'm sick and tired of it.
You want all this shit to go away? You want this drama to stop? You want this bandwagon to stop? Then stop. You are the problem, Orion. Not the people commentating on you, not the people responding to you, not the people disagreeing with you. You are. Because each and every single time someone says something disagreeing with you, you have to argue it every single time. The common thread in all of this shit is you. Everyone sees that, except for you.
Sorry, Charlie, I am not the problem here. It is people like you who, though, have the choice not to respond to me, but choose to anyway because you're so pissed off at me for not accepting someone's irrational and unjust opinion. And there you go, chanting the chief outgrowth of the opinion excuse, the disagreement excuse. You claim that I argue against anybody who merely disagrees with me on anything, and that has absolutely no basis in reality whatsoever. You were just blaming me for the whole thing, all because I refuse to cave into your demands to blindly respect shitty opinions, and keep missing the point and avoiding the issue further and further.
And I dare you. I fucking dare you to try flagging this video for bullying and harassment, and tell me how that goes.
Newsflash, defending and trying to justify a violent, irrational hatred, especially with something like a bandwagon, is bullying.
Because I'm not calling you names. I'm not calling you stupid. Ignorant, maybe. But I'm not saying that you're stupid. And that's not bullying. That's not harassment. That is an observation based off the videos that you have made and the opinions that you have shared. That is a response to a video that you have put out to the general public. That is my opinion on your work.
You don't need to call people names to bully them, so refer to the point that I made earlier. I am not ignorant. It is you who are ignorant since you cannot fully accept the fact that wrong opinions do exist. Your quote-unquote observation was biased against me and not willing to truly understand me, and at times willfully ignorant.
And if you don't want people expressing their opinions on your work, publicly or privately for that matter, don't share it.
Hooray! Another force argument telling me not to share my work online if I do not want to put up with your shit, though in a coded message. The internet, or saying it's the internet, is no excuse whatsoever to be a dick rag, and you, Derterifii, are being a dick rag.
Because that is my right. And you aren't taking that away. You want us to respect your opinions? That's great. You can start by respecting everyone else's, including Confused Matthews. You don't have to like it, but you can at the very least respect it. You want this cycle to end? Then you have to be the one to break it, not us.
You do not have the right to endlessly respond to me with petty complaints in videos, journals, etc., since that is fucking annoying and as bad as spamming, if not worse. And yes, as long as this continues, I will say something about it. I do not ask people to automatically respect all of my opinions, and I do not even tread lightly on my own opinions at times. I will respect most opinions, but I refuse to respect and have zero tolerance for violent or punitive, irrational opinions, so deal with it whether you like it or not. There you go, telling me that I have to do all the work and breaking the cycle so you can be mentally lazy and wallow in your illusion that you're always right and that I am always wrong. Pathetic. And with that, we come to the end of this video. Now for my final thoughts. Derterifii, you were just making up excuses to give me a hard time on the internet over this one issue, all because my work makes people like you uncomfortable. You pulled the opinion and disagreement excuses to try and justify anti-Simba violence talk, fantasies, and jokes. I said that I wanted to move on, and I was making that video you replied to against my wishes to put my anguish with that anti-Simba violence to rest before I move on from that drama that I would not have gotten involved in had my Orion 2 not been taken away in 1999, and you refused to honor that. By the way, Derterifii, you are not my boss, and you are obviously trying to control me and my work with threats of continuing this bandwagon, and don't you dare try to deny it. Let me give you a taste of your ignorance, Derterifii. My foster dad, Robert Erickson Hebler II, has some criticism of The Lion King, such as of the relationship of the animals in the movie and Hakuna Matata being irresponsible, and I perfectly respect Bob Hebler's opinion just fine. Bob Hebler and I get along just fine. Face it, mature people who dislike and or criticize The Lion King never resort to things like talk, jokes, or fantasies of anti-Simba violence because they are better than that. Hence the claim that I was mad at Confused Matthew and Super Godzilla 12 for disagreeing with me and having a different opinion on The Lion King is complete and utter garbage. For example, one can dislike the character of Simba without violence, and as I pointed out in my previous video that Derterifii responded to, Confused Matthew has largely moved past anti-Simba violence by his September 2014 Lion King re-review, and that is one area that I commend him on enormously. This has been a commentary on Derterifii, who has missed the point and avoided the issue, and I wish you clear skies and safe travels.
Before we can go forward, the cycle must end.